Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace a traditional doorbell button and trim with a lighted doorbell button and trim. I probably could have made a whole video just showing you how to open the package, but anyway, here it is. This is the new one. This one, the screws are on the back of it. Most other ones you'll find the screws are on the side, which is sort of problematic in that with them on the side it's very easy for the inserts to squeeze down on the doorbell button sides and set the doorbell off, or squeeze the doorbell so that the doorbell button gets stuck. Anyway, here you can actually jump the wires to test the doorbell, and this one of the wires was broken off of the side. Now this is low voltage and I'm doing it live. Something you should understand, even though it's low voltage is can still be deadly. You really want to avoid the path of the electricity crossing your heart. I actually heard a story, maybe you heard it too, about it. Someone, I think it was in the Navy or Coast Guard, something like that, working on a ship, took a multimeter and touched one finger on one hand to one lead and one finger on one hand to the other lead, and the voltage crossed his heart and he died. It was just from the 9-volt battery in a multimeter, even lower voltage than this. So you do want to be careful working with electricity. Of course, it's safer to turn the power off. I was just very careful to make sure it didn't touch both of my hands or both wires at the same time, or the metal of the screwdriver. I heard there accidentally bumped both sides of the wire. That triggered the doorbell. Little tiny screws for the new one that go in the back. Kind of nice them being in the back. It means it's less likely for the wires to touch together, being on the back of the button instead. You want to take a little precaution to prevent the wires from dropping down into the hole. This one was a little bit tricky, as I had to keep pulling it and trying to position it properly so that I could put the screw in place. What I could have done to make it a little bit easier was pull it out and then use a clothespin and just clip that on the back, set it on the back of the wire, and that way it would keep it from dropping in the hole, and also make it a little bit easier for me to set the screws in place. Again, this one, the screws are on the back of the button, so it took a little bit of pulling it out. And I made sure to wrap the screws the same way, that the same direction as the screws would be turning. That way the screws would be drawn against the screw as I tightened it up. There goes the bumping of both wires again. Again, it's a lot safer here to turn off the power. The potential is actually there to kill you, even though it's not a lot of voltage and it's low voltage. It's still safer and better to turn off the power. According to different studies, it's actually the more common 120 voltage or 110 voltage that kills people, just because of the sheer availability of it. Then higher voltages, you would think like higher voltage like 220 would be more likely to kill someone, but it's just the more common exposure that actually gets people. Now that both of the wires are set, I'm able to squeeze the two side pieces in, the anchors, insert those into the conduit hole, and they'll kind of spring out and anchor it inside the hole. On other doorbells where the wires are on the side, it's more critical to be real careful as you're squeezing down the set pegs there, the set arms, that they don't press against the inner portion of the doorbell, and they'll make it malfunction. There we go. Good to go.